Alexander pointing out all the quantum stocks are moving up now. IONQ, yeah, all the quantum stocks are choppy. You know, this is the key. This is, you know, they get these buzzwords all the time that all everybody does is just attach AI to the name or quantum to the name, and the algos come in and buy them off the name, I guess. ANF still looks like a good short to me. Abercrombie. We've got room down to 98. It's got quite a bit of room to the downside. No earnings till the 5th of March. I'm probably going to buy some puts on Abercrombie. I don't want to get too many positions on in this market. But Abercrombie's pretty decent. Trading at 104.73. If you go out to March 7th, which is going to be after earnings, the premium's going to be inflated by quite a bit. But you'll also preserve most of those premiums if the market if stock goes against you, because most of that premium is related to earnings. February 28th are not bad. $109 puts are about $6, about $6 for the 109s. They've got 420 of intrinsic value in them. That's not bad. It's got a Heikenhachi reversal right now in ANF. I just took some ANF puts. Some ANF puts. I'm not going to post it. We got enough here right now. This market is garbage. But I just did take some ANF puts. I took the February 28th 109 puts. February 28th 109 puts for $5.95. And if kind of just compressing here, I still like this thing short. Again, on the Heikenhachi candles, there's a Heikenhachi reversal right there. It's actually a continuation. It's Heikenhachi continuation with this The original Heikin-Ash reversals all the way back at the open, but we've had just really ugly candles all the way down, and it still looks like a good short to me. It has quite a bit of quite a bit of room down to the $98 level, which is the next support level. And it's got room to 92 after that.
Research having their investor day, members keep in mind, that's on LRCX. They are currently having their investor day. Members always keep in mind to keep an eye out on the morning mashups that go out. We do notate any large companies that are having investor days or commentary expected on our calendar. That's on LRCX.
Added to shop, William? Yeah, I'm tempted. It's staying above that 125.95. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna take some more calls in this thing. Just want to see it hold at 125.95. But I am going to add some more shop. Man, bouncing up above the VWAP here now. It's right at the 15 EMA. Got to be careful on the shorts on Meta right now. I still got my debit spread on, but I'm just watching where it goes here. It's Meta right there with this little bit of a bounce. This has been a little bit of a concern all morning here. Since about 10 this momentum. Technically, it's a good short setup. You saw rubbish market so far in 2025. Yeah, since the middle of December, it's been garbage. Very difficult to try to trade. You pretty much have to just intraday trade. Swings are very, very tough. I do have shop on right now, which I like. I just added to some shop. William was also pointed that out to me, and I joined him adding to that shop trade.
BA Boeing, must I option for Boeing to move faster on AF1 jets?
Again, I took some A&F shorts here. I'm also in a put debit spread on Meta, which is bounced right here. I have to watch this pretty closely. We got good momentum on it, which is a concern. It was a concern when I took it, but it did have a hike and action reversal candle right off of the VWAP. But it's recovered here, so I have to be careful on it.
Cautionary comments by Trump mentioning the
Boeing, Trump talking about Boeing, sees it as almost a lost cause. That ought to be a real boost to the stock. Yeah. This is the kind of, when I had mentioned earlier this year that this is the kind of volatility we're going to see. This is the kind of stuff that happened in 2016. Comments that, what does it mean to Boeing? I don't know, but look at the reactions you get to it. It's really crazy stuff. It's one of the reasons it's so difficult to trade swings and stuff. The news can kill you. We don't have any trend in the market. It's just chopping all over the place. Abercrombie, a little bounce. Meta also bounced above the VWAP, so just watching that. Buy with a pop almost up to the high again here. Exited Meta for small loss. HA reversal the wrong way. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna give up on it that fast. To tell you the truth, I don't trust any of these moves in this market, and I'm going to stick with Meta for short for right now. But I can understand your exiting that. It's sitting right on the 8 exponential moving, the 15 EMA, but this is a pretty bearish rollover on Meta, so we'll see what happens. And you're probably right getting off. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with ANF as well. I'm looking at the daily charts on these things and trading accordingly. At about 11:30 almost, 11:26, buy trying to reach up to the all-time high again after this choppy action again this morning. Buyers coming back in again. IWM back up as well. IWM, of course, is nowhere near the all-time high. Again, I'm watching Meta. I am in the debit spread, put debit spread on this. Now it's starting to show relative weakness again to the market. ANF just moving sideways. And I added some shop. I might peel off some of the shop if it makes a good enough move up. I got multiple positions on it now. CNK trading at 80 cents right now. That strangle. 80 cents. If you get in for 55 cents, watch it. It's a pretty nice move here. We're up about 30 cents, 25 to 30 cents on a $50 entry. You're up about 50% on that trade right now. Again, it's to the put. The calls are in the money. That's the level that you want to watch. If it starts to pull back, you probably want to take profits in this thing. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to get it ready to take some profits. I got a sell order in on my CNK at 80 cents. On this strangle. It's printing 80 cents, but it's midpoint's 80 cents in it, but the spread's a little bit wide, about 15 cents wide, so it may need to move up just a bit more to get filled. 28.38. It's got 28.44 as resistance. I'm not going to take all my contracts off. I can take some of them off. This you know, if it breaks above the VWAP and moves higher, there's quite a bit of room to the upside on this thing, up to around $30 or so, halfway up the red candle for today. That would add quite a bit of profit to it, but again, I'm going to peel some of it off at $80 if I can get it. So I just want to have something in there working. Harry, what do I think of the straddles on wing after earnings? Yeah, I would. What you want to do on something like wing, if you want to take a straddle or a strangle on wing, take it somewhere closer to the low or closer to the high. I wouldn't take it in the middle here. I mean, you can. It's got a pretty good range here, but you're also going to probably pay quite a bit for it. You got an ATR of about $13, so you're probably going to have to pay at least $9 to $10 for that. And it depends on how high the volatility is right now. I think I just heard might get filled on my CNK. Some of them. Yeah, CNK filled. I put 80 in there. Yep, I get filled at 90. So I'm out of CNK. That's get filled. I didn't sell all my contracts though. But I just want to. This is what I'm posting it as. Sold for 80 cents. A pretty nice profit. I got a sell order on some more at $1.05. Dan pointing out Palantir is at the all-time high with relative strength. Yeah, that stock has been just a monster. So for Wing, I only look at the price relative to the open. It had a huge drop overnight. Yeah, it had a huge drop overnight, but you're not playing that. I mean, unless you think it's going to go back up and fill that whole gap, what you're doing is you're trading today's price action with the likelihood of it moving up at least toward where it opened, perhaps, or to the high or to the low. But the size of the drop is not. It's important because it gives you there's a lot of volume on it, and it does give you a lot of room. But what you're doing is you're trying to trade today's price action, which could go either way, and it's right in the middle right now. Okay, so I did close out some of my CNKs at 80, looking to get the rest off at $1.05. I'm still in some of my CNKs, but I'm posting that as the profit for that. That's pretty good. 25 to 30 cents here on that. We're in for 50. That's pretty good. It could move more, but we'll see. And I added to Shopify this today. I added some more shop calls. Again, Palantir all-time high and pull back. Shop still retracing to the upside, printing at 127.23 again. It needed to stay over 125.95, which it has done. I added some positions to it. What I'll do is I'll peel off some of those the added ones today if it moves back up, and probably if it gets through the day's high or gets to today's high of around 129 bucks, I'll peel those off and hold my original position. Cedric, to the lower wicks on the M5 and ANF ever worry me? Everything worries me. Not really. No. Yeah, you get some buyers coming in down here. You can see it down here, but let's look at the daily chart on this thing. Again, I'm trading this off the daily chart. All right, so there's a daily chart. You can see how weak it is. Let's go to the 5-minute again. Let's move this back. Let's move this back to yesterday. You see what you see yesterday? Same stuff. Same stuff. The stock is weak. Roger, would I enter BX at these levels for a short? Probably not. I mean, I'm in it, and it's pulling back today as it went right up to the 8. It's got earnings on 4/17. If I was going to enter it again, add more to this right now, I would go out past February 28th. I'd go out into the middle of March. 17th is where of April's earnings. You're going to get plenty of time. I'd give it more time. It's a good short. It's a good short. It would be considered a PBO on a bearish side. Be a first entry. Yeah, it's a good entry, as long as it holds below the 8 and the 15 today. It's got to close below there. Meta pulling back toward the VWAP now. SPY trying to get to the all-time high again. And again, took some CNK off. It's bouncing back up again here. Let me go look at my CNK position. CNK right now trading at $1. Again, I put in at 50 and I get out at I actually get out at 90, but I put it into 80. Again, it's trading at $1 right now. Moved up nicely. It's trading at 28.62. So we got $62 of intrinsic value in the calls. And it's trying to get above the VWAP. It shouldn't take much to get this to close at $1.05. It would just take probably another 8 or 10 cents to the upside on it. Call options right now are 80 by 95. The puts are 10 by 15. So it's hovering around $1 right now. I just sold the rest of my CNK, $1.05, in at 50, out for $1.05 on that. That's over 100% profit on that CNK on the second batch. That's really, really good. I mean, it could keep on going, but you know, I'm taking it off here. All right, so that was a decent one. But if you stayed in I get out at 80, actually get out at 90, 80 and $1.05 on a $50 entry. So I'll take that, and it could keep going. This thing could keep running up. If I probably should have kept a few more on, but I didn't. This could get up to $30 to the upside. But again, if it starts to reverse back down again, you got to take profits if you're still in it, because you don't, the distance between here and 27, which is where your short is a long way now. So anyway, I'm out of that, and that was a nice trade. SPY filled the gap. Yep, and there's a new all-time high on the SPY. New all-time high on the SPY. It's almost funny the way this market has been going here lately. I haven't even looked at the T2104 today. Neutral, just moving sideways. I gotta look at my SPY calls that I kept from overnight now. Let's see how those are doing. Yeah, still underwater on them. I'm just gonna watch it. SPY still moving up. Triple Q's also now joining the parade. Shopify just moving sideways here, but getting up close to that pivot point. And again, I'm out of the CNKs. That worked out very, very nicely. Just the way you want a straddle to work or a strangle to work. That's what they're meant to do. As you don't care which way it goes, and when it gets up, one of the strikes gets into the money deeply enough, you want to go ahead and watch it, and if it starts to pull back, take the profits. And that's a good profit. I mean, 100% profit on a strangle is very nice.
NIL coming from an EV blog. This is Neo denies rumors of 50% workforce reduction.
Quarter 12 right now. Saw talking about shop playing trampoline with the ADMA. Yeah, that was one William noticed this morning as well, and he added some shares to some options to it, some more calls. So did I. And again, if I get a bounce and shop today up near the high of the day, I'll go ahead and peel off the extras and hold on to the original ones that I've got. And that CNX was a beautiful, a CNK was a beautiful strangle this morning. In for between 50 and 55. I sold some at 80, which I actually got 94, and then I sold the balance for $1.05. And if you're in it, I would recommend taking it off right now because it's starting to pull back. If your profits here are in your longs, are in the calls. The calls are in the money. The 28 calls are in the money. Your 27 puts are a long way away. So as this pulls back, it's going to drain premium out of there really quickly. SPY calls are at break even, William. Yeah, it's I'm unless I get a gap in the morning that's going my favor, I'm pretty much holding these things till I see what the market does, because it's just all over the place. There's a new all-time high in the SPY, 611.77. All right, gonna look for some more stocks here. Appreciate all the great questions and comments this morning, and the stock callouts. We had some really good ones. Again, I'm still in A&F. I'm still in A&F short, and I'm still in Meta short. Meta with a debit spread on Meta. A&F still looks. I mean, the market's ripping up to all new all-time highs, and A&F is coming down. Meta's still going up with the market, so I gotta be careful of Meta. Also be careful of BX, it's bouncing again here, so we just talked about that one. Apple right here starting to bounce a little bit. Shop also moving up. Right at the pivot point though in Shop.
WIMI develops holographic quantum algorithm tech for efficient simulation of related spin systems. That's on WIMI.
Anybody in CRSR with me that we took last week? Corsair moving up pretty nicely right now. Want to see it get through 1281. It's at 1254 right now, but the position is profitable at the moment. SMCI right up to 61. At 6187 is resistance in SMCA. So again, it's really extended, but Jay pointed out that it had a nice Heikenatz reversal on the 5-minute, which it did. It had a beautiful Heikenatz reversal on the 5-minute. So you can trade those intraday off of those. Banks are still really weak here today.
Members, keep in mind on the afternoon session, on the economic side, we do have a 20-year bond auction at 1 p.m., followed by the FOMC minutes at 2 p.m., and the API crude oil data at 4:30 p.m. Also, after hours at 5 p.m., we have Fed's Jefferson speaking.
Garmin with a nice move today on earnings, GRMN. It's not the potential straddle strangle setup, but the problem is it only has $10 spreads. You get 240 calls, 240 puts, and 250 calls. That's a pretty wide range to try to fill, but it's probably uh, basically worth the risk if the stock tries to either pull back or continue on up. It could easily get to 250 or more, and it's got a low this morning of 230, so that's a pretty big range. SPY still trying to get back to that 611.77, the new all-time high on the Qs, on the SPY. There's the Qs as well. IWM. Didn't take any SPY super system trades today. It was just too choppy. This was probably a good entry right here, off of this, off right through the VWAP and the 15 right there. But I mean, we were looking at that all day, and this is what we've seen. So I didn't touch it. I still don't trust it. I am an Abercrombie A&F short, and I'm still in Meta short. I want to see what this thing does. Daily chart is still bearish. Ali, CRNC, nice move. Haven't looked at it recently. Let's see. Yeah, up 7% today, CRNC. That's a nice move. Trading at 14.91. Again, this thing has got room all the way up to 20 bucks. Unfortunately, my calls expired this week. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna give him. Obviously, I'm gonna give him another day or so.
Says that they are short the name. That's on TDOC and Teledot. Cautious report out there.
Dimitri, welcome back to the Dollar Club, CRNC. Yeah. Yep, finally back over $1 again. I wish I had more time on it right now, but I don't. So we'll see. SPY just trying to rip through an all new all-time high. Well, I wouldn't say rip, poke through a new all-time high. Coming up a little after 12 o'clock. Gonna take lunch in about 15 minutes. We'll shut down the YouTube feed at that point in time. I want to thank the YouTube folks for been watching me in the market today, watching our SPY Super System work. Again, I'm short A&F. We had a beautiful, beautiful trade in CNK today on a strangle. That was a really nice trade. Again, I'll do a video on the criteria for that. But that worked very nicely. Garmin also has a potential strangle at 245. You can buy the 250 calls and the 240 puts. It's a long stretch. But Garmin's up $30 today, so it's got room, but both ways. You just don't want to see it go sideways. That's all. Which it is kind of going sideways right now. SPY with another new all-time high. Ollie, cart stacking greens, cart, C-A-R-T. Yeah, nice move in Maple Bear. Up about 6% today. Earnings are 225. It's been a nice pattern moving up. It's just been following the 8 up each day. Keeps pulling back to the 8 and 15 and bouncing. Interesting chart. Here's cart right here. C-A-R-T. Nice move up here. Again, it chops a bit, but notice how typically the 15 and the 8 hold. Again, this is why I use the 8 and the 15 together. You can see how many times it goes through the 8 and it bounces off the 15. Goes through the 8, bounces off the 15. Goes through the 8, bounces off the 15. They work pretty good in tandem like that. You see how many times that's actually worked. Nice move here. I'm not going to chase it, but it's a nice setup. A nice move. My next move is going to get some lunch. I'm getting hungry. I was happy with the CNK trade. That worked out nicely. On a choppy day, it's nice to get some. The market is choppy. It's making new all-time highs, but it was very choppy all morning. If you go back and look, here's where we opened down. Here's was a little gap down, and then we just chopped sideways. This looked good, and it come right back again. This looked good, and this was actually a good entry. But again, I'm not chasing anything here right now. I am an A&F short, and I'm still in Meta short. I get a debit spread on Meta. If it turns around and heads back down again, I'm gonna buy back the short puts on this thing, and just keep the long puts on. I'll be increasing my risk by whatever I pay for the to buy back the puts, but I would have my downside profit potential, the cap would be taken off. That was based on that short put that I had sold. Meta is sitting right on the 15 EMA on the daily chart. Okay, I'm going to grab something to eat as we watch the market put in a new all-time high again, 611.96. Start to pull back a little bit. Again, we took some nice profits in CNK. That was in for 50. I got out for 80. Actually, I got out for 90, and then I got out the remainder for $1.05. So that's a really, really nice nice trade on a strangle this morning. Other than that, I am in A&F short. I am in Meta short with a debit spread, a put debit spread on Meta. That's about it. Haven't made any SPY Super System trades today. All right, I'll be back in just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and close down the YouTube feed. Thank you very much, YouTube folks. Appreciate you're in the room. Hey, Jonathan, thank you very much. Yeah, you have a great afternoon as well. Appreciate you being in. Appreciate you watching on YouTube. So, look forward to seeing some more folks in the room pretty soon. All right, I'll get something to eat, and I'll be back in just a little bit as the SPY hits a new all-time high and puts in a red candle.